Right now, sitting in your kitchen, there's a vegetable that contains one of the highest concentrations of beta-carotene ever measured in a whole food. One medium sweet potato delivers over 1,096 micrograms of vitamin A. That is more than 100% of your daily requirement in a single serving. You probably bought it for 99 cents a pound. It is the sweet potato. The compound inside it, beta-carotene, is so powerful that the World Health Organization built an entire continent-wide public health program around it to fight childhood blindness in sub-Saharan Africa. The problem is that you are buying this vegetable every week at $1 a pound, 52 weeks a year. When the sweet potato sitting on your counter right now contains the biological machinery to produce not 1, not 10, but potentially over 100 new plants. Each plant yields 2 to 7 pounds of food in 90 to 120 days. From a single grocery store potato you already own? Meanwhile, nurseries sell sweet potato slips, which are nothing more than the sprouts your potato would have grown on its own, for $2 to $4 each, 12 slips for $25. The global sweet potato market is worth over $43 billion a year, and nobody on the label, in the store, or in any advertisement has ever told you that one potato, a glass of water, and a windowsill can replace your entire annual supply of this vegetable for free. Let me show you what is actually sitting in your pantry, because most people have no idea what they are throwing away. The sweet potato is not a potato. This is the first thing the industry benefits from you not understanding. The common white potato, Solanum tuberosum, is a stem tuber, a swollen underground stem. The sweet potato, Ipomoea batatas, is a root tuber, a swollen storage root. They are not even in the same plant family. White potatoes belong to the nightshade family. Sweet potatoes belong to the morning glory family, Convolvulaceae. This distinction matters because it determines how the plant reproduces. And how the plant reproduces is the single most important fact the industry does not want you thinking about. A white potato reproduces from eyes, the small buds on its surface. Each eye produces one shoot. A single potato might give you 4 to 6 plants, and each of those plants needs an entire chunk of the mother tuber to survive. The mother potato is consumed in the process. A sweet potato reproduces from slips, and slips are fundamentally different. When a sweet potato is placed in warm, moist conditions, it does not send out 4 to 6 shoots. It sends out dozens. Research from the Piedmont Master Gardeners documents a minimum of 6 healthy slips per tuber, with many tubers producing 20 or more. Some growers report 30 to 50 slips from a single large sweet potato over a 6 to 8 week sprouting window. Each slip is a complete independent plant. You cut it from the mother tuber, place it in water, it generates its own adventitious roots within 5 to 7 days, and it becomes a standalone organism. The mother tuber is not consumed, it keeps producing more slips. One sweet potato can generate 100 plants over a single growing season. And here's the part that should make you put down whatever you are eating and go check your kitchen. Each one of those slips, planted in soil, matures in 90 to 120 days. The Old Farmer's Almanac, the University of Maryland Extension, and the University of Florida IFAS all confirm this range. One slip produces, on average, 2 to 7 pounds of sweet potatoes. The University of Maryland Extension documents yields of 15 to 30 pounds per 10-foot row. Sustainable market farming has recorded yields of over 7 pounds per plant in favorable conditions. Even at a conservative average of 3 pounds per plant, 20 slips from a single grocery store sweet potato produce 60 pounds of food. 60 pounds. From a vegetable that cost you 99 cents. At current grocery store prices of roughly $1 to $2.19 per pound, that is $60 to $130 worth of food. From a single potato in a single season. And the harvest produces tubers that can be used to grow the next season's slips, creating a self-perpetuating cycle that never requires you to buy a sweet potato again. The global sweet potato market is worth approximately $43.1 billion as of 2025, according to Research and Markets. It is projected to grow to $56.4 billion by 2034. The industry depends on the assumption that you will keep purchasing what you could produce at home for free. Every sweet potato you buy carries its own propagation system inside it. The industry just never told you how to turn it on. Now, let me explain the science, because the sweet potato is not just a calorie source. It is one of the most nutrient-dense and biologically remarkable vegetables on Earth, and every major civilization that cultivated it understood this. The archive opens in Peru, the Tres Ventanas cave in the Chilca Canyon region. The oldest known sweet potato specimen was found here, dated to approximately 8000 BCE, according to Thothko's review of the archaeological literature. It is believed to have been a wild form. Cultivated sweet potato remains from Peru date to approximately 2500 to 1850 BCE, confirmed by the Library of Congress. That means human beings have been growing this root for at least 4,500 years, likely longer. The Tupi-Guarani people of South America cultivated sweet potatoes and carried them across the continent. By 1000 CE, sweet potatoes were already growing across Polynesia, Genetic evidence suggests they arrived there before European contact, indicating ancient transoceanic dispersal. Christopher Columbus encountered sweet potatoes in the Caribbean in the late 1400s and brought them to Spain. The Spanish introduced them to the Philippines and Southeast Asia. The Portuguese carried them to Africa, India, and China. Every one of these civilizations propagated the sweet potato the same way, not from seeds, from slips. They sprouted the tuber, they cut the shoots. They planted them, they harvested, they repeated. This method has not changed in thousands of years because there is nothing to improve. The biology is already optimized. Now here is the nutritional science, and this is where the sweet potato separates itself from virtually every other vegetable in your kitchen. One medium-baked sweet potato, approximately 114 grams, provides 1,196 micrograms of beta-carotene equivalent, which the body converts into vitamin A. That is over 100% of the daily value. According to Arizona Health Zone, it would take 23 cups of broccoli to provide the same amount of vitamin A as one medium sweet potato. 1 cup of baked sweet potato provides roughly 180 calories, 4 grams of fiber, potassium, manganese, vitamin C, and several B vitamins. But the nutritional story extends beyond the tuber. The sweet potato is one of the only common garden vegetables where the leaves are also a significant food source. UC Davis documented that sweet potato leaves contain vitamins A, C, K, B1, B2, B3, and B9, along with calcium, iron, magnesium, and zinc. A study published in PMC confirmed that sweet potato leaves hold higher concentrations of vitamins B2, C, and E compared to many other leafy greens. In much of Africa, Asia, and the Pacific Islands, sweet potato leaves are eaten as a primary vegetable, sautéed, steamed, or added to soups. You're growing food on top and food underneath, simultaneously. The orange-fleshed varieties are the ones that changed global public health. Vitamin A deficiency is the leading cause of preventable childhood blindness in the developing world. Over 140 million preschool-age children globally suffer from it, primarily in Africa and Asia. CGIAR reports that more than 6.8 million households in Africa and South Asia are now growing biofortified orange-fleshed sweet potatoes specifically to combat this deficiency. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition confirmed that consumption of orange-fleshed sweet potato measurably reduces vitamin A deficiency. 100 grams of orange-fleshed sweet potato meets the daily vitamin A needs of a young child. The crop is not expensive. It is not imported. It grows from slips in the ground in 90 days. Purple-fleshed sweet potatoes contain an entirely different class of bioactive compounds, anthocyanins. These are the same pigments found in blueberries and red cabbage. Research published in the journal Antioxidants confirmed that purple sweet potato anthocyanins have antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, hepatoprotective, hypoglycemic, and neuroprotective activity. A 2023 PMC study demonstrated that purple sweet potato powder reduced oxidative stress and inflammation markers in high-fat diet models. And the sweet potato is one of the most calorie-efficient crops on Earth. According to data referenced by the FAO, sweet potatoes yield approximately 70,000 calories per hectare per day, nearly twice the caloric output of wheat, and far more than most grain crops on equivalent land. This is why the sweet potato has been a survival food for millennia. It grows fast, it produces massively, it stores for months, and it replicates itself for free. Here is how you do this at home. And I want to be specific because the method is so simple that people assume they're doing it wrong. You need one thing, a sweet potato, not from a commercial farm that pre-treats tubers with sprout inhibitor, a chemical called chlorprothum that many conventional operations use to prevent sprouting during storage. If your grocery store sweet potato has been sitting on your counter for 2 weeks and shows 0 signs of sprouting, it may have been treated. In that case, buy an organic sweet potato. Organic regulations prohibit sprout inhibitors. An organic sweet potato from any grocery store will sprout reliably. It costs the same. Method 1, the water method. This is the simplest and most visual. Take one whole sweet potato, insert 3 to 4 toothpicks around its middle, evenly spaced. Suspend the sweet potato in a glass or jar with the bottom third submerged in water and the top 2/3 above the waterline. Place the jar on a warm, sunny windowsill. Change the water every 2 to 3 days to prevent bacterial growth. Within 1 to 2 weeks, you will see small roots emerging from the submerged end. Within 2 to 3 weeks, green shoots, the slips, will begin pushing out from the eyes across the surface of the potato. These slips grow rapidly. Within 4 to 6 weeks, the slips will be 6 to 10 inches long, each with its own set of leaves. When a slip reaches 8 to 10 inches, grip it firmly at the base and twist it gently away from the mother potato. Place the detached slip in a glass of water. Within 5 to 7 days, it will develop its own root system. Adventitious roots growing from the nodes along the stem. Once roots reach 1 to 2 inches, the slip is ready to plant. The mother potato stays in the jar. It keeps producing slips. Over a 6 to 8 week period, a single sweet potato can generate 20 to 50 slips this way. You are running a nursery from your windowsill. Method 2, the soil method. This is faster and produces more robust slips. Fill a shallow tray or container with 3 to 4 inches of moist potting soil. Lay the sweet potato on its side and press it halfway into the soil. The top half should be exposed to air and light. Keep the soil consistently moist. Place the tray in a warm location. 75 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit is optimal. Warmth is the single most important factor. A heat mat underneath accelerates sprouting dramatically. Slips will emerge from the top surface within 2 to 3 weeks. Because the roots are already growing directly into soil, these slips tend to be stronger and transplant more successfully than water-grown slips. Method 3, the multiplication method. This is the one that turns one potato into 100 plants. Take your first batch of slips, say 6 to 10 from the mother tuber. Instead of planting them directly in the garden, plant them in pots or a raised bed and allow them to grow for 3 to 4 weeks. Sweet potato vines grow aggressively. Each vine produces nodes every few inches, and every node is capable of generating roots. Cut 6 to 8 inch sections from the growing vines. Each section should have at least 3 to 4 leaf nodes. Place the cut ends in water. They root within a week. Plant them. They grow into full plants that produce tubers. You have just doubled or tripled your plant count from the same original slips. Repeat this once more, and a single sweet potato has produced 50 to 100 plants. This is exactly how commercial sweet potato farming works. The Hawaii C2HR extension confirms that farmers propagate sweet potatoes vegetatively using vine tip cuttings. The academic literature documents that adventitious root primordia form at stem nodes within 5 to 7 days after transplanting. This is standard agricultural science. It is not a hack. It is not a trick. It is the biology of the plant. Now, planting. Sweet potatoes need loose, well-drained soil. Heavy clay will produce stunted, misshapen tubers. If your soil is dense, build a raised bed or mound rows 8 to 12 inches high. Space slips 12 to 18 inches apart, and rows 3 to 4 feet wide. Plant each slip deep enough to cover the roots and the bottom set of leaves, angled at 45 degrees with most of the leaves above soil level. Water thoroughly at planting. Sweet potatoes need full sun, at least 6 to 8 hours per day. They thrive in heat. Soil temperature should be at least 65 degrees Fahrenheit before planting. In northern climates, wait until 2 to 3 weeks after the last frost date. They need consistent moisture for the first 3 weeks while roots establish. Then they become remarkably drought tolerant. Do not over-fertilize with nitrogen. Excess nitrogen produces enormous vines and tiny tubers. A balanced fertilizer at planting, or one side dressing of compost at 4 weeks, is sufficient. Harvest at 90 to 120 days. The vines will tell you when the tubers are ready. The leaves begin to yellow slightly and the vine growth slows. Cut the vines back first to make digging easier. Use a garden fork, not a shovel, to lift the tubers. Start 12 inches from the base of the plant and work inward carefully. Sweet potato skin is delicate at harvest and scratches invite rot in storage. Curing is critical. Do not skip this step. Lay the harvested tubers in a warm space, 80 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, with high humidity for 7 to 10 days. This heals the skin wounds from digging, converts some starch to sugar, and dramatically extends storage life. After curing, store sweet potatoes in a cool, dark, dry location at 55 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Properly cured sweet potatoes store for 4 to 6 months. Some varieties store for up to a year. Do the maths one more time. One organic sweet potato from your grocery store, 99 cents, produces 20 to 50 slips over 6 weeks. Plant 20 slips in your garden. 90 to 120 days later, harvest 60 to 140 pounds of sweet potatoes. Save 3 or 4